Hi, Clint Coons here, and in this video, I'm going to discuss the first LLC you should set up when you're looking to invest in real estate. So with that, let's get started. All right, guys, when it comes to setting up limited liability companies, there's a lot of information out there on the internet about setting up an LLC in your home state, what type of LLC you should set up, Nevada, Delaware, Wyoming, you name it. So I can see how it can get confusing, but here's what I want you to think about. When you're going to create a business structure, one of the first things that I always focus on is keeping my name off of title or off of that business. Unless I'm going to be out there actively promoting myself, like clintcoons.com, or Anderson Business Advisors, where I want people to know that I'm associated with that business entity, there is no reason why you should have your name tied to your limited liability company that is going to own rental real estate. Recently, I was featured, I didn't know this at the time, on a segment on NPR where they were talking about privacy of limited liability companies. And in this hour-and-a-half long segment that they did discussing the fact that tenants cannot, in certain circumstances, find out who the owner of a limited liability company is that actually owns the property, how troubling that is for these tenants who can't find out this information. Now, I didn't quite get the gist of the interview or the NPR program, other than the fact to say that tenants need to know who the owners of the LLC is so that they can, harass them? I mean, if you have a legitimate claim, you can always sue the LLC. You don't need to know who actually owns it. But they were making the point that, yes, we need to know who owns it, and that people like myself, they took one of my videos and an audio segment of it where I discuss using anonymity. And they said these are the problems that prevent tenants from finding out who the true owners are because people can set up entities anonymously. Well, guess what? This is exactly why you should do it, because you do not want tenants contacting you, stepping into your life, creating problems. Think on this. Let's say you had a tenant and they're disgruntled with you because you evicted them or you're about to evict them, or maybe they want a new refrigerator and you're refusing to do it because they want the refrigerator with the ice maker. You say, you have a perfectly fine working refrigerator right now. What could they do if they know about you, have your personal information? Well, simple. They can get on the internet and just trash your reputation. What's to stop them? Nothing. They can create multiple fake accounts, start posting fake postings about you that other people will see, your friends, your business associates, future tenants. What could that do to your job? Do you think you have any legal recourse against them? No, you could possibly get a temporary restraining order, but that's going to be expensive and time consuming. It may not be granted because you don't have proof that they're the ones actually doing it. So it is for that reason, when you're thinking about investing in real estate, I strongly encourage you to create your structure so that people cannot discover who the actual owner is. The way I go about doing this is I typically start with a Wyoming limited liability company. That is going to be the first LLC you set up. And the reason why you're going to use Wyoming is because Wyoming does not list any information about the members or managers of that LLC. Now, the Wyoming LLC should be used for residential real estate holdings. I'm about to show you this in just a second. If you're going to be investing in commercial, multifamily, then I would go with Delaware. And the reason why I look at these two structures is because with Delaware, you're dealing with a different type of lender than you would be in Wyoming, where you have single family loans. So there are different types of loans, different types of lenders, and so they look for different things when it comes to creating these structures. So the way we set this up to protect your identity so someone cannot discover you is you first create your anonymity compliant. We'll call it that, an anonymity compliant LLC. This can be in Wyoming, it can be in Delaware. Let's just go with Wyoming here. So I set up this Wyoming LLC that gives me complete anonymity. So I'm the manager, I'm the member of this LLC, but no one knows that it's me because nothing's reported to the Secretary of State. Then when I go to create my, let's say my Texas limited liability company up here, here's the Texas LLC, here's a Washington LLC right here, then I'm going to have these LLCs owned by this one Wyoming LLC. So when you're creating them, after you've set up this first base structure, because this is going to own all of your limited liability companies. You don't need to do this one per one, so you have a whole bunch of Wyomings. Just create one. It will be the member in all of these. The information on the Texas Secretary of State's website will point to this company right here because that's what we're going to list when we file for our Texas LLC, the name of our Wyoming LLC. So if a tenant They're in this Texas property right here. They're disgruntled because you didn't buy them that new refrigerator they wanted that had the ice maker and the water dispenser in it and maybe the touch screen. So they decide, well, I'm going to get back at you. Well, who are they going to get back at? The limited liability company? No, they want to go you, the owner, to make your life uncomfortable. So if they look up the LLC on the Texas Secretary of State's website, it's going to point them to Wyoming. If they look up the Wyoming LLC, it's going to point them nowhere. This is how you build out your real estate investing structure. Now, this is on the residential side. If it was a commercial property and I wanted to build this stuff out, then this would be Delaware right here that I'd be setting it up in. So keep your business affairs private. Do not allow people to discover that you're the owner of these entities. And a lot of times people say, well, Clint, they're going to know it's me because I'm managing the properties. If you're self-managing, don't tell them you're the owner. I mean, the one thing I often say is that if you're dealing with tenants yourself and you're self-managing your properties and you're talking to them, they're disgruntled about the owner, well, heck, you can join them. Say, you know what? I think the owner's a real SOB myself. I just manage the properties. Guy never responds to me. So now you can kind of be one of them and they don't know that you own the property. So they may look at you differently. So this is how I go about creating structures. I think it's very important. The first entity you create in building out your limited liability company structure for real estate investing is going to start with an anonymity compliant LLC, either in Wyoming or Delaware, based upon the real estate you plan to invest in.